Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to farm mag in Warframe. Now, like I mentioned in the last how to farm video, this series is being made to complement Beginner's Guide 2018. So in this video, we're going to be farming mag, one of the starter frames. This is probably the easiest frame in the game to farm. It's really easy because the boss is a absolute joke, and some people also have the misconception that mag is a really bad frame, but she isn't actually that bad once you learn how to use her and you have the right weapons to sort of accommodate her playstyle. So she's definitely worth at least crafting all of her parts in the foundry and having it so that she's ready to claim for whenever you do get to like something like endgame where you have all the maxed out mods and you have the weapons to kind of complement her playstyle. She can be a very good frame, and just kind of ignore anyone that tells you any different because she's pretty good. And there's no arguing that because she can strip armor, she can make explosions, she can give you shields. She's good. She's a good all-around frame, and it's worth picking her up, at least in my opinion. So this boss is a Corpus boss. The last boss was a Grenier boss in the How to Farm Excalibur video. So in this video, we're going to be using the Karak because it is mainly impact damage and the boss has a shield, which we're going to be burning through using magnetic damage. So the build on your Vault Warframe basically stays the same. You have Streamline, Continuity, Flow, Vitality, and then the rest of the slots you can use anything else. So Streamline for efficiency, Continuity for duration on your abilities, Flow for maximum energy, Vitality for health. Aura slot doesn't really matter too much, just throw on whatever you have as a newer player. And then if we go ahead and take a look at the Karak, it's almost the exact same build as the Boltor in the How to Farm Excalibur video, except we're using magnetic damage, right? So we have Serration on here, which is broken because, again, I'm making this from a beginner's player perspective. So you have your broken Serration, and then you have your elemental mod. So I'm hoping that you have Stormbringer and Cryo rounds. If you don't have both, at least having one on is a good idea because this is going to increase your overall damage, as it's going to take 90% of your total damage and then add that on top in the form of an element, right? So having these two mods on basically gives you a bonus versus those shields that the Corpus faction is going to have. So that makes magnetic damage, and that gives you a bonus 75% extra damage versus enemies who have shields, right? So if you don't have both of these, one is fine. That'll give you a plus 25% bonus versus shields. And then if you don't have any, well, if you have the Toxin mod, you want to run that as well. If you also have the Toxin mod and you have these, that's even better because then you can run Magnetic plus Toxin. And what's going to happen here is you're also going to damage the enemy's health through his shields, which is awesome. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to run this one elemental combo to show you guys that it can in fact work with just this one elemental combo. The secondary weapon stays the exact same. I'm using the Sonic Core, and the build is pretty much the same. You have your Hornet Strike, except it's broken, which is for your base damage to bump that up. And then you have your elemental combo being magnetic, which is a combination of electric and cold. And then for your melee, it's pretty much the exact same thing. You have Fury for your attack speed, Pressure Point for your base damage, and then you have your elemental combo being magnetic, which is a combination of, again, electric and cold. Then your stance doesn't really matter too much. So you'll notice in this video, I'm still using Vault. If you manage to craft Excalibur by somehow randomly finding a neural sensor, that's awesome. Go ahead and craft Excalibur because Excalibur will make this even easier because you can use Exalted Blade and kill the boss rather quickly with that. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is an extremely easy boss fight. You'll notice that I barely have to use like any abilities here. It's just that easy. So the boss is Iliad on Phobos, and it is the Sergeant, level 15, extremely easy boss. His ability is being able to go invisible. Holy shit, unfair boss fight. I know, right? You can probably maybe kill him faster than he can actually get the ability off. So what you want to be doing, like I mentioned beforehand, is speedrunning the mission. And then we're going to get all of the part blueprints for mag off of this guy, right? So we're going to get the neuroptics, we're going to get the chassis, and we're going to get the systems. And then we buy the blueprint from the market for, I think, 25,000 credits. And then we put them all together using that blueprint once we craft all of them. And then we have our mag frame once she spends 3 days in the foundry crafting. So I'll go back into the market and show you guys the process of buying the blueprint as well as the parts that you need to farm. So by running this guy, every single run that you do, you're going to get at least one mag blueprint part. So you can see this is the boss. Put down your electric shields, shoot at him. He's invisible, so we kind of have to wait for him to just become visible again. Use your one on the enemies that are surrounding because it's going to chain all of them. That's going to make it easy for just kind of crowd controlling. Chances are by the time he turns visible again, he's got his shield back. Shoot him in the head. Bang, the boss is dead. So you can farm Morphix, you can farm Auric Cells from here, given Auric Cells is a very low drop chance, but as you guys can see, we ran that mission very fast, and we got the mag chassis. So you're going to want to get the mag chassis, the mag systems, and the mag neuroptics. The chassis and the neuroptics share a drop chance of 32%, where the systems has a 28% drop chance. You get all three of those, go into your foundry, set them to craft. They take 12 hours to craft. So if we go down here, and then my foundry, we type in mag in the top left hand corner. We go to frames like this. You can see that we have the mag chassis, the mag neuroptics, and then have to farm up the systems. And then once I have all of those crafted, I would go up here, and then my market, go up top left, type in mag, and then we actually go to the Warframe category, or you can just click the frame here, press this little build icon, so the credits, and then purchase the blueprint for 25,000 credits. So you need the mag neuroptics, mag chassis, and mag systems, and one working cell to craft mag herself, and then have her sitting in your foundry, basically waiting to claim if you don't have the slots. I wouldn't recommend picking her up at the beginning of the game, because it's just not worth it, but she can be a good frame at endgame. She does require neural sensors to craft, so you're not going to be able to craft her until Jupiter. But like I said, if you somehow manage to find a neural sensor and you can craft Excalibur, Excalibur is going to make this fight even easier because of his Exalted Blade ability. You use your second ability, which will blind the enemy, and then you use your fourth ability, which is your Exalted Blade, and you can just spam E on the guy and kill him omega fast, right? But again, I just showed you guys how to do it with Vault. Go ahead and get the Karak. It's a really good assault rifle. So if we go in here, go to the top left, type in Karak. This is what you need to craft the Karak, right? So you need neurodes, credits, alloy plates, salvage, polymer bundle. Pretty straightforward, really easy to get. It's probably one of the best beginning weapons that you can get, like below MR4, and it's awesome. So I recommend picking it up. It's a pretty solid weapon, and it'll just make that fight even easier. You could run that fight with the Boltor if you really wanted to, but the Karak's just going to make it like omega easy. But other than that, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.